Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. It's that time of year again, the whole wheel seems to have gone mad. Everybody's put the heating on and everything seems to be going wrong all at once, which is good for me, but I've not filmed too much the last few days from YouTube. So today I'm actually going to try and film a bit of every job that I do. I've just got to go and quickly first fix that kitchen because the joiners are starting today. You might have already seen the job in one of the previous episodes. It's where we moved the heating pipes across the ceiling and first fixed the cloakroom. Just got to get the pipes chopped in behind the dishwasher and connected up. So we're going to go and do that first quickly. And we've got no heat cultural commercial site. This site is a bit of a pain because there's no parking on it and we can't get in till about 9:30. So we're going to jump on the kitchen job for a start, and then we'll go and get the commercial job done. But yesterday was an absolute nightmare. I must have done 150 mile. I just kept getting call after call after call out, but I was always in the wrong place at the wrong time. It was just like, oh yeah, I was going back on myself all the time. It's just a logistical nightmare, but it goes like that sometimes. I managed to get around all the jobs and get everything sorted. So yeah, we'll go to the kitchen job, get that done, and then we'll go and have a look what the problem is on this no heat job to this commercial site. And yeah, I'll try and film a bit today, I promise. Yeah, we'll catch you all on the first job. Just called back on this job this morning. The kitchen's going in, so I just need to get these two pipes connected in that we first fixed in our cloakroom last time. So I'm joining them two into them. Just going to leave stubs out for the kitchen sink. That waste is fine. I've disconnected all the dishwasher and everything that was temporarily fed in, and I just need a soft feed back that way for the future. So get these connected in. I am actually going to chop the pipes in because there's a built-in dishwasher there and it looks as if it's going all the way back. So I'm just going to sink them two 15mm ones into the dot and dab just to make sure the dishwasher is going to go all the way back in. I don't want the kitchen fitter having a problem as I've had in the past with not going. It just depends on the dishwasher. It really does. Sometimes they give you a little bit of a void, sometimes they give you no space. So I'm just going to sink them in. It'll only take me 10 minutes. And then I haven't actually tested any of the pipework in here yet, but it was all first fixed behind the wall. Obviously this is all plastic now. So yeah, we'll get them connected in, and yeah, hopefully there's no leaks. I've just done a little bit of an offset on that. I'm just under a little bit of pressure this morning, so I'm just probably not filmed too much. I just need to get on, but I want to get them try and tied in there. That should be fine. Just need to join that in, and as I say, that way the dishwasher will 100% be able to go all the way back in. Somewhere in the ballpark. They should be perfect. So we've stepped them back. The edge of the dishwasher was there, and then this is behind the sink unit. So we're just going to get these two tied in here, and then literally two stubs. Going to take them service valves off, two elbows straight into the unit ready to connect on, and that stop tap. They'll just have to cut a hole in the back of the unit. That waste will be fine. So all I have to do is drill that hole, these two, and then one soft coming back. I'm just going to put two press elbows on there just to bring them out. They should be at more or less the right height for our kitchen tap. that's got them tied in. Just bring these out and we'll get the water back on. Hopefully we've got no leaks in here. That should be good. Beautiful. Perfect. That's ready. Well, not ready because they'll do the flooring and stuff. But when it's all floored, we're going to toilet and our basin and that in. I literally got the last space in the car park as well. So I got lucky there. I don't know where I'd have parked if I couldn't have got in here. I shawned it in. The trouble is, in these big vans, the spaces are so tight. But it is what it is, we're in. Neither boiler's got a switch live demand. There's no BMS panel on this, it's just on a 2-channel programmer which is set to on. The only thing that's running, pumps aren't running on the heating, the only thing that's running is that condense pump. I wonder if that stripped it out. The water in that condense pump is really, really hot as well. So I wonder if that condense pump's tripped out. It sounds to be working, but it could be stuck. And it's wired back into the boiler to lock it out when that condense pump goes to fail. It's first initial assessment. So we've got power, I need to obviously do some proper tests. Pumps aren't coming on, boilers aren't coming on, there's no demand, even though there is. So I just need to figure out what's going on. I'm going to check that condense pump for a start and see if that's what's causing it. We've got the 2 feeds coming back into this condense pump, so one of them will be an interlock into the boilers and one of them's power to the pump. So if we just put a link across the 2, the boiler should come on. So whichever one is the control cable coming back, it's probably the thinner one. If we just link that out, the boiler should come on. Just isolate that. I'm just going to disconnect the hose off the condense pump. Condense is blocked. So there. As soon as I've done that, the boilers have come on. So that condense hose there is blocked. So the pump is working. So wherever that hose goes is blocked. I'll need to get a bucket in. How much water came out of that? It feels fairly clear. So that's immediately just brought the boilers on. I don't know where that runs actually. It goes up there and then disappears. It might go to outside that. I bet it goes into there. That's the vent from the boiler. I can just feel on my fingers the end of that clamp. And then it goes into the stack. It's probably the pump, not pumping it. Because I blew down the hose and it didn't feel blocked. Don't feel blocked that. I wonder if it is just that pump gone. It feels really hot, the pump, like really, really, really hot. There's water there. I can try stripping it down, but it feels really hot. And the water's hot in it as well. I think it's just been trying to bump it out. I'm surprised the... Mind you, it's probably not reached the point, because in theory, as soon as it reaches the float, it should cut the boiler out, which it doesn't seem to be, but it might not have been wired like that. With the power off as well, the boiler shouldn't be running, but it depends how it's been wired. Both boilers, well, I say that, both boilers were just firing at 100%, because the building's cold. What are they, like 70 kilowatts? Oh, the 60s. So 120 kilowatt of heat. They've both just gone off actually. The central heating pump's running. Yeah, it might just be getting up to temperature. That's your ventilation for your boilers. This one's come with like a little Jubilee clip thingy mobobby. Stop that pipe pulling off. Hopefully it will fit back under there. Like that. I've just got to wire it up. It's got the brake wire on it again, and then just live neutral on earth straight back into there. And then we'll just put some water down it, make sure it works. Job done. That's it all wired back in. So what I'll do, just tidy that bit back up there, and then we'll just fill it with water, make sure it pumps, and then we're out of it. This pump here was rated up to 200 kilowatt, Them hoses are useful to keep as well for draining down boilers. Boilers come back on. These will ramp up to 100% in a second because the building's calling for heat. My tool bucket slash, try not to get water everywhere too. Every time I do it, it stops pumping as soon as I get the camera out. I can't do it one-handed. You just have to take my word for it that it is pumping. Yeah, I've managed to capture it pumping. It's pumping away fine, so I don't think there's any issues. Just have a quick check of the plant room. There's another pump there which must do one circuit, goes up there. That would have been cold feed, but I would say that was the original one's blocked, and then somebody's tied a new 28mm one in there onto the vent. They're your original flues. That's your ventilation for your boilers coming down, high and low level. Everything looks alright. Dosing pot on there as well, look. Your vent should be this side of them valves, so it comes off the boiler. So yeah, that is that right? Oh, no, that's actually wrong, isn't it? The vent should have been, oh no, the vent is that side of the valve. Cold feed's the wrong side, but the vent's fine. So I was going to say, if that lever valve had been that side, you could have isolated your boilers. They've got PRVs on anyway, but yeah, that's fine. That's got that job all sorted. I don't know why the boilers kicked back in when I pulled that hose off the condenser pump, because in theory the chamber still should have been full and it should have been hitting against the flow. I did try blowing down that hose and I did try pouring more water in that condenser trap in the condenser pump, but it wouldn't clear. So whether that pump had just gone weak, I suppose in theory I could have took the pump apart and just made sure there was nothing in it, but it still wouldn't, you know, it was trying to cut, the pump was trying to pump, so I think the pump had just gone weak on that one. But anyway, the job's sorted. I just want to mention something. That was a prime example of where manufacturers' instructions override gas safety regulations with regards to them flues. I don't know how much I showed because I haven't watched the footage back. But basically, it was getting the air from the room, and the flues were single wall up. So it was, yeah, it wasn't getting the air from outside. It was getting it was getting the air from outside, but it had high and low level ventilation. I know I posted a video the other week, and it caused a bit of debate in the comments. I showed the manufacturer's instructions. It was that Baxi boiler I fitted, and it was with regards to condense. But manufacturer's instructions always override gas safety regulations. I know a few people said they don't, but they do. Manufacturer's instructions are always your first port of call, and you can speak to Gas Safe on that if you want. But yeah, manufacturer's instructions are always your first port of call, because they test their product against specific sets of data. You'll always find that manufacturer's instructions, clearances and stuff like that with flue in, it will always be less than what it says in the Gas Safe. Think of gas hobs, like gas hobs, it's often less clearance to the units than it is in the gas safety regulations. So like ideal boilers, you can be 25mm from an internal corner with their flues. There's loads of instances like fitting boilers on plywood. How many boilers can you fit on plywood now? Well, most of them, but in the gas safety regulations it says it must be fitted on a non-combustible material. So appliance manufacturer's instructions is always your first port of call. If you're ever not sure about anything, you can speak to Gas Safe, but they'll probably just refer you back to the manufacturer's instructions, like with them flues I've just been to. Ideal say it's fine to do it like that. Some boilers you can. I think Wiesmann's you can do them like that. Like Worcester, you wouldn't be able to do them like that with a Worcester or a Baxi or anything like that. So always first port of call, manufacturer's instructions. So I just thought I'd clarify that. And as I say, if you've got the manufacturer's instructions to hand when you're working on the boiler, which you should do, you can always clarify anything in there anyway. But like when you go into a room, a boiler room, I always like try and clock things. I don't know if you noticed, but there was no gas solenoid interlock onto a CO alarm. If I had put them boilers in, I'd have interlocked that into a CO alarm. I know technically it's not an educational establishment, but the way the flues were done on that, I'd have liked to have seen CO interlock onto solenoid. So if the CO alarm goes off, it automatically shuts the gas off. But yeah, you clock things when you go in. You're checking ventilation, you're checking for stuff like gas isolation points and purge points and stuff like that. It's just something you're doing. Like, I don't know if you noticed, the first thing I noticed on the boiler when I walked in, I noticed the program and there was no BMS panel on that, because sometimes it can just be the case if it's not been on winter mode. But yeah, you just clock things. We've got demand, we've got orange light on the programmer, but we've got no switch live on the boiler. So it's got to be something holding it off. It could have been weather compensation holding it off. I've had them go faulty before, and then all of a sudden you hear the condenser running, the condenser pump trying to come on, and then you're straight to that. Disconnect that, boilers come on. You're onto your winner. You don't even really need any tools to diagnose a lot of problems. So yeah, it's just about like clocking things, and the more you do, the more experience you get. But yeah, I just thought I'd point that thing out with the boiler flues, because somebody might have noticed it, how it was done a little bit differently. But as long as your manufacturer say it's fine, you know, you're golden. I couldn't film any of that job I've just been to. It was just a strip out. There was loads of other contractors in there. But the pipework, it was all 42mm copper. I just had to get some valves on. It's all YTW again. Why am I keep finding YTW at the minute? I'll post a little picture, if I remember, up in the top corner. But that one, it was really clear that it was YTW. You could clearly see the red band on it. But yeah, just a thin copper. I already explained in another video. Used it extensively late 70s, 80s when copper got really expensive. But it's just paper thin. It's paper thin. So gonna go give Aidan a hand now. He's first fixing a cloakroom. So I'm just gonna go give him a hand to finish my day off. This job took a little bit longer than I thought, but got some control of that job now. We've got some valves in on the hot and cold. We'll be back next week to first fix. We'll just reduce our pipe work down to 22. So yeah, we'll sort that. That's not an issue. It should be a nice little job, that one. Yeah, that's definitely hot, that one. That one's cold. I just called round to give Aidan a hand on this one because we weren't sure what these pipes were.
What's that going to though?
I think that they're flame returns. I don't know. I think they're the old. I think they were the ones that used to feed the shower.
Why is it on hot though?
I don't know. It's probably because it's sucked in from that end. It's probably airlocked at the other end. Yeah. It's definitely on the hot.
Does that feed anything else though?
No, it should be good. We've only tuned in for a cloakroom, haven't we? And the one next to it, I'll drill the one next to it as well. Make sure it's... Yeah, stop in. We weren't 100% sure which each pipe was, to be honest with you. I think these are flow and return. Normally the cold goes a bit darker. They're the old primaries, and these we were pretty sure were hot and cold. So we just drilled into them with a screw. Turn the water off, obviously. But yeah, that's slowing in it. It's got to be on the hot and cold. Trouble is, we tried running the taps and nothing was getting hot. None of them.
I ran every tap in the house.
Yeah. So you just have to make a decision, don't you? I think they used to feed that shower. All we got to do, Aidan's already stubbed these up. This wall's all being lined out. There's a wall hung tap going on there. Wall hung basin, again, all being lined out. And then we've got to tee into them heating, but maybe not today. To be fair, if you was a gambling man, you'd have said that would have been heating, wouldn't you? So you'd have said they'd have been hot and cold.
Yeah, I thought it maybe like 22 and 15.
But they go onto that 28, don't they? Up there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Then you've got heat going off that 28 or 15, haven't you?
Yeah, there's pipes all over, isn't there?
It's just a mess, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a meander of pipes, isn't it?
Could all done with being ripped out already, couldn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is, isn't it? We'll just get these teed in.
And they've got ISOs on the heating.
I know, ISOs on the heating under the floor.
Tiled floor. At least you know where they are.
Yeah. Dark in here, Aidan.
It is.
I've got compression, please. I've got one press one, yeah. That'll be alright. Picked up some slips of these as well, these press couplers. I don't think we'll need them here, but probably handy to have in the van. These will just slip right away down the pipe. Probably get them in. My hands are too slip for each couple of pipe.
Hold on. You got that?
Yeah, just keep ramming it.
So remember, hot is on the...
Yeah, I've written it on the wall here, look.
On the left, yeah. Hot's the left one here as well, Tom. No, it's not. Hot's the right one there.
So, I can't call that pipe in. I can't remember which bit I needed out. We press that onto that. That onto, ow. That onto that. And then it got press two up there, hasn't it?
I've been there first.
Yeah, I do.
Because otherwise you're going to end up...
I'm not going to be able to press that.
Press at an angle.
To get that in there.
Because otherwise you're going to be pressing against the spigot of the tea. Do you want to get up there as well?
Yeah, you're probably better at it than me, to be honest with you.
So.
I'm not that good at pressing. I can never get my jaws in. This is what it is, isn't it? We can cut that with a pipe out of the way if you want. There you go. It'll probably pull itself square. He's got it, look. He's only gone and done it. I'll turn the water back on, Aidan.
Not yet.
That'd make him move, wouldn't it? So we do probably need to figure out definitely which is hot and cold. They both felt warm in the end. So I thought, what's going on with that? There's no secondary, but I just wonder whether it's been sat near a hot pipe for cold. It'll be fine. They're not on the heating, so they've got to be on the hot and cold. I don't know where else we're supposed to get them from, because there's nothing else up there, is there?
Still have to put those at the same height.
Could do. You never see it though. That's definitely the cold.
Yeah.
100%. So the hot on that, the hot shouldn't have any pressure in, should it? Because that's the valve's still off to the cylinder.
It's off, yeah.
Yes. Just look at getting this cooker tap installed on this one. We've got all the right bits but in all the wrong order. What we've got, it doesn't actually show ours in the instructions. We've got the Pro 3, which is that, but we've also got, that's the Pro 3. We've got that scale, sorry, no, that's the Cube. That's the Pro 3. I've confused myself here, and that's the Scale R kit. But what we don't have, we don't have this adapter. We've just laid it all out. This bit we don't need, because that's just for the Pro 3. What we don't have is this piece here, but it doesn't actually show the Scale R kit going on this one. How complicated can it be to fit one tap? Basically what this does, this is chills the water. That's your CO2 going, so this has got the sparkling on it as well. The ones I've done in the past have had more pipes going to the tap, but it looks like it all goes through this thing here now. And then we have got that filter as well, so it's got like 3 filters on this. But what we don't have this piece here. So anyway, that's just the scale thing that counts down. I have rang Quooker, or I rang them the other day when we was looking at it, and they haven't rang back. Normally they're pretty good at ringing back, but we just don't seem to have the right bits to connect these together. So the first thing, it goes through that big filter, doesn't it, into the Pro 3. We don't have any of this arrangement here, unless they've changed them again. I've had it before with Quooker where they just change the kit but don't change the instructions. We don't have this. This is what we don't have. That's installation with Combi B. We're on Pro 3. But it doesn't even mention anything about Pro 3 in here, does it?
No.
So I don't even know if it's compatible. Because these are the old ones. That's what they used to do. That was that pressure relief valve. Does it even say? I don't even know if it's compatible. The Quooker sent this out. This is the kit that's been sent.
Yeah, so it's
installation with the Pro 3. You still need this, which we don't have. Which is literally the first thing that you need. We've got that, which you don't need. Yeah, you need that. That's what you need, which we don't have. I'll have to ring them up again. It's not like it's cheap stuff, is it? I say I've done these in the past with the sparkling, the chills and everything, and the ones I've done in the past, I did actually have to ring them up the first one I did, because on the first units you got a pressure relief valve, and it was the first time I'd seen them without the pressure relief. Apparently if the units have got silver writing on, they've got bellows inside to take the expansion. They used to come with these, and they don't do that anymore, but they hadn't changed the instructions at the time. And when I looked at YouTube, everything's shown, so I must have done one of the first ones without. I don't know, we haven't got It's that piece there, isn't it? We need Insulation Pro 3, and it is that piece. We've got to try and get a water softener under here as well. The kitchen fitters have cut this out, so the water softener is going to fit there. The boiling tap fits there, the filter here, and then the cube one fits at the side of that sink. But because we're on a septic tank, you can't take the water softener brine wash into the septic tank, so we've had to run the separate one out for the soak away. And then we've got to try and get everything under here, but you can't run soft through the cookers, so I've got to bring a separate one out now as well, which is not an issue we can sort. I don't know how we're going to get the back in the unit because there's so much kit under here. Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare, isn't it? But I say without that part, there are your CO2 canisters on these. These were a lot bigger than they used to be as well. The older ones used to be smaller, I swear they did. But I wasn't that impressed with the CO2 on them, to be honest with you. They didn't want even that sparkling. But maybe that's why they've changed them. And the old ones, I think they used to have more pipes going to the taps. And you could literally, on the chilled, it'd take about half an hour to fill the glass up. Not that I'm an expert on cooker taps, clearly. But I think we need that. I don't think we can do it without. We've got no other bits. I don't know what that's for. That must be one of the bitsy bobs, isn't it? One of those is. I don't want to end on a moan, but I think I'm going to end on a moan. It was like a week ago that I filmed this video, and Quooker never responded to me. There's a thing on the website where you basically log a question, and they'll give you a call back. They never actually got back to me, but they did get back to my supplier a few days later, and we are missing that component. Problem being, there's none of them in the country, so it's got to come from Holland. They promised me in 3 to 5 days. Well, it's been a week now, but I don't know if they probably won't count the weekends. But it's just frustrating. I've had to outlay on that tap. I've already been invoiced by my supplier, and the thousands of pounds. They're not like 500 quid. They're into the thousands. You can Google the price of them. I don't discuss pricing on my channel. But if I was like a sole trader just starting up, that would be my material money. I can't invoice the customer, so that would be my material money to go and buy materials for next month. As it happens, I'm more financially stable. But if I'd just started up, I'd have been, knackered basically, because I wouldn't have been able to buy my boilers and that I need for next week. All that money is then spent on that cooker tap. It's just frustrating. When you're spending that much money, it doesn't matter if you're spending 500 quid or 10,000 quid. The parts should be there. We've now got the right instructions for the tap, and they've promised me the parts, but it's just so frustrating. I've probably spent longer on that, trying to sort that, than it would have done to fit that tap. So I'm losing money both ways. I'm losing money, the fact that, I've lost my time. It's just frustrating as well. It really, really is. And it's not the first time I've had it with them cooker taps. And last time they did actually ring me back straight away. But if you're watching Quooker, you've got my number. I've logged it on your website. You've got my office's number. Give me a ring back and we can sort this out. But I think it's unacceptable. And why haven't you got parts in the UK? Why are they coming from Holland? It's just ridiculous. And the money your taps are, that's ridiculous. Anyway, I don't want to sound like moany or anything like that, but it's just frustrating how much time we spend when we're super busy having to sort the stuff out that should be there. But yeah, as I say, that's my rant over. And sometimes it is nice to rant because you just feel like you're going to explode sometimes. I'm like an unreasonable person. I understand things are missing, things come missing, things come broken, whatever. Just sort it out in a reasonable amount of time. I shouldn't be having to wait a week for a part that's still not here. So I can get a tap fitted for a customer. Customers had no kitchen sink. At the end of the day, there's a customer at the end of this, who's still not got a kitchen sink plumbed in because of that one part that's missing. So yeah, having to wait a week for a part is ridiculous. And anyway, so I think I'm going to end the video there. Rant over. Thank you so much for watching. I've been super busy this last week, so I've not been filming as much. So I need to really get back into the YouTube thing. Just been dragged from one job to the next. You know how it is. Just silly season, isn't it? But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll try and get your video out for next week or Friday or Monday. I don't know when this video will be going out. I've completely lost track. But yeah, stay safe, and we'll catch you all next time.